Hey everyone, welcome back to this episode of Kart Crazy. Today we're going to be working on our long-forgotten 2005 Club Car Precedent. A couple things I'd like to get accomplished on this old girl. We're going to remove some of the unwanted pieces that we're not going to be using, and I'd like to show you all a little trick that I'm going to try on the plastics to bring them back to life. So come along for the ride, let's get started. So just a quick update from our last episode. I went ahead and threw some regular batteries in just because I wanted to make sure the cart was operational, and I'm still waiting on the lithium conversion kit to come in. It's looking like that's going to be maybe 6 or 8 weeks out yet, so I did go ahead and put batteries in. The cart works awesome, runs and drives like it should, so there's no issues there. I thought maybe I would have some problems with the rear brake shoes from sitting for so long, but they're not even noisy, so I'm super impressed with the way it's turning out that way. But I wanted to bring this plastic back to life, and I picked up some products online that I think are going to work just fine for that. So we'll experiment with that a little bit today. We'll get the body removed, we'll get the unwanted pieces removed and get it stripped down even farther. So I think what I'm going to do first is just probably remove these front cowl pieces. This front bumper is not going to be reused, so we'll be able to experiment with that a little bit as far as the product that I picked up online to see what's going to work, or if it's going to work for that matter. So we'll do that real quick. So now that I've removed the front cowl, we're going to give that black stuff a try. Found this on Amazon, and if you're one of those type of people that read the directions, you'll see that it says to use a lint-free cloth. I found an old t-shirt, maybe that might be the best as far as lint-free. We're going to give it a little try on the front bumper. If we mess something up, it's not a big deal because we're not reusing the front bumper anyway, so I thought what better way to try it. So it says to shake well, and it says a little goes a long way, so let's find out. So it probably looks like I'm pouring just a ton on here, but I'm really doing about a Q-tip size at a time. So it does seem to be going a long ways. I'm probably going to need more than one bottle if I'm going to do this whole thing, but we'll stand back here once and take a look. So it almost is like an ink. For those of you that have ever refilled ink cartridges, you know how much of a mess that makes. I should probably have some gloves on or something if I don't want to make a mess out of my hands, but I'm not really sure what to think yet. When I was putting it on, it really looked like it's making a difference, and now that it's drying, I'm not so sure. So I might have to go with another plan, and that is more of an aerosol spray dye that I saw at the parts store and online. Maybe I'll try a second application and see if that does anything. Well, I've definitely figured out how to get it on my fingers. Not real impressed. I thought this was really going to be easy and bring the shine out really quick. It looks like it's not really doing anything, to be honest with you. So might have to go to plan B on that, but for now we can continue our disassembly, and we'll see what we can do with the plastic here a little later on. Alright, here's an update. Remove the old club cover, and remember on both sides it had those sandbags, or sand, I don't know what you call them, sand boxes? Somebody help me out on that. Put it in the comments. What are they called? I'm not a golfer. So here's our pile of parts that we're just going to throw away because we don't need them. Here's our pile that we're going to save for a future project because that's a good cowl. I would probably repaint it or use it. And then this pile over here is going to be parts that we're going to try to reuse. We might have to replace them, but we're going to try to reuse on this project. Here's a sneak peek at the wheels for this project. So a little inside track on that. So I'm going to go ahead and work on the roof, get that torn off, and probably the rear body. So for those of you that have never done this before and wondering, the roof is literally 3 bolts on each side, 2 in the front and 1 in the back, and that basically loosens up this whole roof, and we can now take that off. The back seat is going to be just 2 bolts on each side, and that'll pop off, and I believe there's 2 bolts for this other section, which we'll get to here in just a second. One thing I forgot to mention, working headlights and taillights on this. So as far as wiring goes, when we get the new body installed, it's going to be very minimal, which I'm super happy about. I did test those out when I put the batteries in. Everything seems to be just fine. So I'll get you a little closer here so you can see all of this is literally about 6 bolts to get this whole back end off. So that goes relatively quick. And then there's 2 bolts up here in the body, 1 on each side, and basically the body just snaps in place in the back into the what they call the underbody back here, which is the black piece. So I'm not sure about the tail lights. I'll have to take a quick look at those and make sure. I'm sure those are going to have to either come out or unplugged. So we'll do that next and keep chewing away at this. So I kind of got crazy with the power tools here and got it mostly stripped down. Got our under our brow and our front bumper removed. This is great news. This is all wiring that's been done already. Not that it's a huge project to do that. Wiring's pretty simple, but it's just one less thing that I have to do. I can actually plug and play, for the most part, our new light assembly on our new body. After you get the dash out, you can see I missed a few things when I was, oh, there goes another nail, when I was cleaning. Some kind of cheap Chinese tool. But you can see how dull and dirty this is under here, so it's going to need a second washing, and then probably we're going to have to find a way to either spray it and bring it back to life, or find something else that's going to restore it a little better than what we tried. Got the back body off. So that's laying right there. So parts that we'll reuse will be under the brow, the rocker panels, possibly, I'm still not sure on that, our plastic for our seat cushion, not our seat cushion, our bottom for our seat, our front cowl, and our struts for our roof. That's our junk pile, and this is our reuse pile for another project. The reason I don't need any of these struts or anything is because the new roof I bought comes with new rear struts. So there you go. I've got a lot more cleaning to do, so we'll get it outside and get it pressure washed up. On the next episode, hopefully we're going to get to the suspension. We're going to redo and do a 4-inch lift on this one. Last one I did a 3.5-inch lift. I gave you a sneak peek at the tires over there. I've also got a brush guard over here. It's going to be similar to Stormtrooper, if you watch that episode, with a few differences. So keep that in mind. And body kit and lift kit is kind of the next on the menu. So I've officially named this cart Mater, as in Mater, without the Some of you will get that. That's going to do it for this episode of Kart Crazy. Hope you like what you see. Feel free to comment below if you have any suggestions for the channel. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.